So I'm chilling in Akanon, wearing my leather, when I turn and I see Zaffo. And I say, "Hey Zaffo, what's up?" And he says, "Not much, man." I'm like, "That's cool." Alright, what's up everyone out there in YouTube land? This is Perry Lovewhistle, and I am back in Everquest. Right before I logged out yesterday, I managed to make a purchase of 4 Crushbone belts, which is perfect because I want to go adventuring today, which means that today we are going to be making the run to the Dwarf City. So normally, the safe route would be for me to go east, take this path all the way to the High Elf City, then turn west from the High Elf City and head out to the Butcher Block Mountains. But I have been training my Sense heading, which is now level 169, so it's always accurate. And I am a level 5 ranger. I'm no longer scared of the dark. I'm going to go straight west. I'm going to run straight to the zone line. Keep an eye on my tracking. And wish I could get a good shot of what this actually looks like. But it's flying around too much. It's a tiny purple dragon with big butterfly wings. If I head south from here, hey look! Look, we already made it. So much faster than the other method. These purple walls here mark the entrance to the Butcher Block Mountains. The most treacherous part of this journey is right at the beginning of it. Because just inside of this zone line, right over here behind this tree, sometimes there's an orc centurion. But he's not there, as long as I don't run into any basilisks. Should be able to make it all the way. Despite the fact that I am a whole 30-second run away from my spawn in the Elf City, it always makes me nervous the first time I run through Butcher Block Mountains. Yep, and that's part of the reason. Also, while the Greater Fadark no longer scares me and I'm willing to go off the path there, Butcher Block Mountains still do scare me. So we are staying on the path for the entirety of our run. Alright. And this guard shack marks the entrance into the Dwarves newbie area. You can see the wall built into the mountainside right there. And we have made it to the Dwarf City. Look at that giant Dwarven statue carved into the side of the wall. Amazing craftsmanship. It's not just the character sprite for a dwarf blown up with its texture changed. Alright, that's the Dwarf City. But we are not going inside of it yet. Because first, I want to take this road out to the docks. Port Fadewar. I never noticed these little signs. That's a plus side to making YouTube videos out of things, is you're always looking for some extra little thing to take note of. We got this nice little protected fort. I say protected as an aqua goblin comes out of the water. There's an aqua goblin that spawns out there and makes a run in at the guards. no. Somebody's killing the locals. Whole reason I'm here is Miss Siltria Marwind. Hail, Siltria. I'm interested. All right, she's got mail for Kaladim. That's where I'm headed eventually. Now, back to the Dwarven city. Poor Warlom. He almost made it to the guards. Well, I'll have to do my first Crushbone belt turn-in. If you are familiar at all with Everquest, you already know about taking your belts to Canlo Nuzbak, because this is probably the most well-known newbie turn-in quest. You get these belts off of orcs in Crushbone, you turn them in, and for every single one of them, you get some experience and also some armor, which just so happens that's an upgrade for my shoulders, and that's an upgrade for my face. I already have small tattered skull cap. And before I head back, got a little bar right here, Pub Cal, and then Keelam Orsinger. He sounds like another bard. I am interested in mail. He wants me to deliver to Kaladim. Alright, we are now back from our journey to Butcher Block. And by the way, from here to there and back, which included a couple of extra zones and, you know, me trying to get cinematic shots of random things for use later, took about 35 minutes. So probably not the best use of my time, but we have 3 letters to turn in. So first the one from Felwith, the one we're used to. Still about half of a bubble and 11 gold. About a half a gold. Another 11 gold for the one from Kaladim, and this is the one from the docks. 7 gold. Ooh, that's even less. But between the 3, I got nearly a gold and a half. If I did that whole run 2 more times, I'd level up to level 6 without fighting a single thing. Alright, I've made a couple of trips to and from the docks. And I've now made it to level 6. With about 13 platinum, which is useful. Because I think instead of doing the normal thing and just going to Orc Hill and grinding out belts, like everybody does, like I've done on several characters over the course of the last 2 decades, I'm going to take the road less traveled. And I'm going to make the treacherous run through the Lesser Fate Arc to the Steamfont Mountains and go hunt in the Gnome newbie area. Because there's something there that I'm going to need for a quest in just a couple of levels. So I'm going to go prepare myself, and then we're going to start making this really dangerous run. Alright, I'm all set up and ready to go. Doesn't look like there's anyone giving out free Spirit of Wolf here at the Priest of Discord lift. So I am on my own. Oh. Some bandits don't seem to mind my presence. Nobody seems to know about these guys. I'm pretty sure they have really good loot. Bandits always do. Well, maybe we'll come back here in a couple of levels. Well, I accidentally wasn't recording the amazing journey here, but I'm now in the underground gnome city. As you can see there, we've got clockwork gnomes and clockwork spiders and all sorts of cool stuff in here. We're going to explore this a little bit in a second, but the journey was safe and I am still at 0 deaths. So now I've got to find the bank because I want to deposit this Steamfont spring water because it seems kind of interesting, and I am saving everything that's kind of interesting because I'm a pack rat. And meanwhile, just sort of explore Akanon. I know a lot of people don't come this way, so there may not be a really good exploration video for Akanon on YouTube. And there still won't be after this because I'm not going all the way into the evil sections of it, and I'm not going through secret walls and stuff like that. I'm pretty much just going to get to the bank and the Fletcher, and that's about it. So we can see these big metal walls, a couple of clockwork guards. Yeah, so just inside of here, big waterfall of toxic waste from the industrial city that is the Gnome City. Of course, a Priest of Discord and a corpse right in front of the Priest of Discord, which tells me that somebody misclicked and accidentally attacked the poor guy. Yeah, look at this. Look at the industry here. Oh. And I've been given the ability to float. But this is really useful because the last time I was in Steamfont, I fell off of one of the cliffs and died. That building across the way was the Akanon Palace. The king lives there. Oh, look. Lyra Lyrestringer. Huh. She's also sending a message to Kelathan. So that'll be useful if we get to level 8. Make a run back to Kel. Actually, I have to go into first-person view because I'm floating. But let's see here. I think this one. Yep. Okay, so this is where I'm going to get my fletching stuff. See, straight across from this should be, yep, the bank. This is the Cleric Guild Hall, the Abbey of Deep Musing, and I don't want to mess with it, but there's a secret wall in the bottom of it that takes you to the Rogue Guild. So the rogues are hiding underneath the Cleric Guild, which I find funny. Yeah. And then you go down farther that way, and that takes you to the evil trainers, or evil guilds. Before I leave, there's one thing that I've got to actually look at. If I'm making a video guide of Akanon, I've got to at least look at the zoo. Look, there's a tiger. A minotaur. And a bear. That's all. Now I'm going back out to the mountains. Excellent. So I came here and bound in this zone to kill things that drop micro servos, because I'm going to need them for an upcoming quest. And the very first one I kill drops one. I mean, I need a total of 8, but yeah, we're off to a good start. Ooh, the great windmills of Steamfont Mountains. Notice a lot of the imagery on here, very similar to what you might find in World of Warcraft near the Undead City. But that's it. Now I'm going to be killing some clockwork spiders till I get 8 microservos. Well, after an afternoon of hunting rogue clockworks, which are the clockwork spiders by the windmills in Steamfont Mountains, I now have 8 of the no-drop microservos. That's really important because you need 2 of them for every attempt to make a Trueshot Longbow. It's time for me to take a quick break from the mountains. I'm going to run back to Kaladim, which means that I am, of course, going to stop by Miss Lyrestringer here and let her know that I'm willing to deliver some mail to Kaladim. Oh, I've got some stuff to sell, too. For every attempt at a Trueshot Longbow, you need 1 spiderling silk, 2 microservos, 2 dwarven wire, and 1 shard of treant wood. Now, I don't have the wire or the treant wood, but that's because that's just a matter of buying stuff and giving it to NPCs in different places. The hardest stuff to get is the spiderling silk and the microservo. So I have enough spiderling silks and microservos to attempt the Trueshot Longbow 4 times. I just need to do some running around. Specifically, I need to take the boat across the ocean to Freeport. Hang on a second. I knew somebody who wanted something in Freeport. It was Idia, over here in the Bards Guild. I've been delivering 2 Giacomo Web Dancer, but Idia is the first one who has mail for somewhere else that I happen to be headed. I will deliver to Freeport. Ooh. That's a whole pouch of mail, not just a letter. Hope I get some good compensation for that. Actually, looks like someone else is doing the same thing I am. While I wait for the boat to show up, I wanted to talk a little bit about trade skills, because I thought that trade skills had the same level caps as weapon skills, where they are capped at 5 times your level plus 5. So you can see my one-hand slashing is at 35. My archery is at 35. My defense is at 30. No, whatever. Offense also at 30. And my tracking is at 35. Obviously, that's going to be maxed out. But my fletching skill is at 46 and keeps going up. I thought that it was capped at 35, which makes what I'm trying to do, it would have been more impressive, but now, I don't know, we're going to have to see how impressive it actually ends up being. But anyhow, I'm still practicing my fletching because I will need it to be as high as possible before the end of this adventure. 47, still going up. Ah, the boat. Watch it smoothly arrive. Any minute now, it's gonna... There it is. Easy, easy, easy. Ah, there we go. Yep. Thought I was going to run into us, but it didn't. There were no edits in that, by the way. That's just how smooth this game is. All right, at your first stop leaving Butcher Block Mountains, you stop at the Sisters of Arolisai. I wasn't recording at the time, and I had to do it quick because you got to make your purchases and get off as quick as possible. But you need a total of four Keola nuts per attempt, which means I needed 16. I went a little overboard. I ended up with 20, I think. So 4. Make a purchase of 4 for every attempt that you're going to do. And they don't stack, which means they take up inventory space really fast. Also, each nut is 1 gold, 7 silver. So you're not exactly breaking the bank here. I ended up spending a couple platinum. I'm down to just 9.5 platinum now. Anybody need off here? No? Nobody needs to go over there and talk to Zachariah Ray? Onward. We've got to get to Freeport. All right. We've made it, supposedly. We are now in East Freeport, the human city. Marshart's Chords. This is the Bard Guild. Weekly shows, lessons, instruments for sale or trade. There's a quest you can do that involves that, being able to trade. Who am I supposed to be delivering this mail to? Felicity Starbright. Probably should have written that down. There she is. Ah, excellent. And that got me right into level 7. So I need now to buy some small lanterns. I need 4 small lanterns at least. Hey, look. Oh, being a ranger is awesome. I'm going to buy a 5th one, just for good measure. And now we're looking for Giles Windshot, who is apparently in the Hog Colors Inn somewhere. There he is. Okay, here's Giles Windshot. He cons amiably. And he needs a small lantern for Treant wood. Which is apparently what that is. Now I got 5. Because I'm hoping... Yes! We got 2 Treant woods and 1 Treant heart. Which is going to be really useful to us in the future. In the way, way future. But that's it. I got my 4 Treant woods. Now I just got to get back to Kaladim. Before I do any traveling between any two cities with a bard guild, I gotta make sure that they know I'm willing to deliver. Now, who? Ton Two String. Just let him know I'm willing to deliver to Kaladim. We'll be good to go. And now we are back to waiting for the boat. Who's that over there? Who are you in the distance? Bait Masterson. Well. All right, we are back in the Butcher Block Mountains. Are we going to wait for it to pull in? Or are we just going to jump off? Okay. Easy, easy. There we go. So the last thing that we need for the actual quest is the Dwarven Wire, which all happens in the Dwarven city of Kaladim. In Iron Toes Eats. So we need 2 Dwarven Wire for every attempt. And each Dwarven Wire means we need 2 Tumpy Tonics. So you need a total of 4 Tumpy Tonics per attempt. And you get Tumpy Tonics from Tumpy Iron Toe by giving him a flask of water and a Keola nut. So something that's interesting to point out is I could just brew them myself. There are brew barrels around, and it's the exact same ingredients. Or I can make him do it, and he has a 0% failure chance. And I get a Tumpy Tonic. It only costs 2 gold per attempt here. I might have to make a dwarf and see how much experience this gives at level 1. If anyone wants to see me make a dwarf just to do the Tumpy Tonics quest and nothing else to see how much experience it gives, leave a comment below. Then you go to North Freeport and find Trantor Everhot. Oh, there he is. Couple of Tumpy Tonics, he says, and I'll get some Dwarven Wire. Hey, look, Dwarven Wire. Just got to keep hailing him so he stops moving. There's 2. There's enough for 1 attempt. Ooh, and this is actually some pretty decent experience. It's a good thing I bought so many Keola nuts. It didn't take so dang long just to ride in the boat. Stop moving. 10 turn-ins with Trantor got me 20% of the way through this level. So now I have 8 microservos, 10 Dwarven Wire, 4 wooden shards, and 4 spiderling silks. And just an extra Tumpy Tonic. All right, this is the finale of the Trueshot Longbow quest. We come back here to my good friend Mason Trueshot and tell him that we are willing to gather materials. He gives us this pack and tells us to put in it the Dwarven wire, then the Treant wood, then the spiderling silk, and then the micro Cerbero. It doesn't have to be in that order. You give it back to him, and you get the Treant bow staff. Then we take that Treant bow staff and put it in our fletching kit, along with a planing tool. And this was the hidden expensive part right here. This cost me 10 platinum. You'll notice I am flat broke now, and now missing my large sewing kit. I ended up having to sell that, recoup the cost to get the planing tool. One micro servo, and one spool of Dwarven wire. That's why you need 2 of each of these. Now, this recipe has a trivial of 235. My fletching skill is 49. So there's a very low chance that this is going to work. That's why I have enough stuff to attempt 4 times. But there's still a chance that it will work. There's a difference between this and like World of Warcraft or other MMOs, because in World of Warcraft, I just wouldn't even be able to combine it. It would say you're not strong enough in this skill to do this. In Everquest, it lets you try. You're probably going to fail, but you might succeed, and it's the fact that I might succeed that makes this worth it. And it did not succeed. So, we try again. Try number 2. Also a failure. Try number 3. And my 4th and final try. Oh, and there it is. A Trueshot Longbow. Obtained legitimately at level 7, fletching level 49. There are maybe 2 bows, tradable bows, in the game that are stronger than this. And I have this one at level 7. Damage 20. My old bow, which is probably the worst bow in the game, damage 10, range 50, right? Twice the damage, twice the range. I gotta go shoot something with this bow. Oh, we've reached peak hours, so now the newbie zone is full. I just want to shoot one thing. $22 damage with a single shot. And it looks like someone else, Falconwrath, who I've been actually following, doing the same thing. I gotta see if he's successful. Well, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I got level 6 and 7 today, and got my own legitimate Trueshot Longbow.